I forgot to set up my phone. Of course I forgot a step. My channel. There. Turn the volume off and pull up the chat. Good to go. Okay. Right. Need to pull up the. Oh, I guess I just had this open already. I didn't need to pull it up. Okay. Okay. Lawnmower, baby. Back in there. All right. So we've got a pretty nice. Oh, not that. Got a pretty nice lineup today. So I'm looking at. We've got two games between the Sovnern and Valathor, and then a third game with Rockend and Super Crumpets. So that's what I want to do now. What the fuck? I thought I muted you. There we go. Anyway, so that's the current plan. So, if you're into Line War, you know these two guys. Both of these very strong. Desobner, I want to say, is the most recent winner of the T2 1v1 tournament. So that's the most official kind of tournament that we have in the Line War community. Um, but both of these guys very strong. Um, so let's see. Desobner is a very I want to say he's like mostly straightforward. Like you can expect, strong economy and a kind of strong emphasis on eco, but he does add a fair amount of like special tactics in there. He's also a very strong naval player, so very good at using ships, and he's very good at really spreading out the tag. He uses a lot of different stuff. Valathor, I think the best way to describe him is he's a StarCraft player. So like he's gonna expand quick. I think one of the kind of like main hallmarks of Valathor. So there's two big things with Valathor. He builds his eco sites really quickly, and he's really good at placing his outposts. So like he'll have like a main production center, and then he'll build up an outpost, and he gets the balance right between having production forward enough to support further expansion, but not so far forward that it's vulnerable, and he doesn't overbuild, he doesn't underbuild. He's just a really, really solid player. Um, so those are the players. These two are very evenly matched, I think. So it should be a really good game. We see both of them see perfect overlap in the center. To Sovereign favoring the north, probably targeting this trade route. Valathor has one end of a trade route. And this is a really interesting. So like, there's a really like neat dynamic here with the pick phase. Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if the Sovereign is going to go for this. So this pick blocks Valathor's most immediate access to the center. But Valzor takes that position anyway. He doesn't go up here. This would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he'd be short infantry, but he could take these two sea territories. Those do give full income. But yeah, this is going to be, we're going to get right into the action here. Straight into fighting. Both players immediately throw down barracks, 4 barracks for Dusabnarin, 3 barracks and a factory for Valathor. This target command is... It's a gamble. It's definitely a gamble from Valathor. We see Dusabnarin going for the defense lines, digging in, trying to get efficient. He also added like extra barracks quicker. So going up to 7 factories, that's, or not factories, but 7 racks is going to be, like, that's going to bankrupt him very quickly. I think, I want to say that you can produce off of 6 barracks, like right out the gate. But yeah, those costs, like the production costs, the upkeep costs, they're gonna add up very quickly with this many barracks. And you see he's already down into the red, kind of. Only 2 additional barracks for Valathor, so he's gonna need to be careful with these units, or his starting units, rather. Like, he definitely needs to get good trades from them. But it looks like he could be in position to get 2 or 3 barracks here. There's 1, 2. Third one's going to survive. But I think that's a good value. Running by is a gamble. It does a better job of preserving these units, but it also leaves him open to a counterattack from Dusabnarin. Like, if Dusabnarin decides not to chase these, he could, again, repay that damage that Valathor did, especially with these 2 barracks being, you know, isolated from the main production. I really like that Valathor didn't immediately rush his additional production in. So he attacked with the starting units, he got his damage, and now he's getting out and bracing for this counterattack. And I don't think Dusabnarin's actually going to get anything off of this. If he attack moves, or if he just moves in quick, he might be able to get on top of this production. That would also leave him vulnerable to the swing back as well. So, not going to do that. Just going to consolidate and try and shore up the front line. No, does want to continue this. Regroups for a moment. I don't like the single lane. I don't like this single lane command. That slows down these units immensely and, you know, puts them single file. But it's also quicker to draw, so there's that. See what the ecos look like. 362 for Dusabnarin and 340 for Valathor. So that really is just this farm. Farms are exactly 22 capital per minute, so even in expansions, but Dusabnarin being up that farm. Having farms is going to be, like, having farms is really strong. Having farms available is really strong for Dusabnarin. I gotta remember that I'm streaming. I shouldn't move the map so much. In the north, we see Valathor has split those units that ran by, and only one group's getting chased. And then on the other side, we see a 2-prong attack from Dusabnarin. So Valathor's artillery are going to be really strong in the defense, but they are slow units. They have to stop and set up. Um, and with this heavy infantry production, could pose a problem for Desabnern. Looks like he should lose this barracks in the left or on the left. Might be able to save the right one though. Did he pull back? Yeah, he pulled back everything that was expanding down there. So Valator's in trouble, I think. I mean, I guess they both only have one group expanding. And Desabnern actually did split some units off to track down this group from Valathor going northwest. Oh wow. Valathor saves that western barracks. Factory's getting beat up, but I don't think it's gonna fall. So definitely not the kind of damage that you want to see from a big attack like that. Not to say that he didn't get any damage, not to say that Desabner got no damage from that. These two heavily damaged buildings are going to start repairing, and repair is it does cost capital to repair. So that will be a small drain on Valathor's economy. Nah. Immediate counterattack by Valathor. Not a lot of defense, or not a lot of defensive units for Desabner. That's going to change very quickly with 5 barracks. He also has his factory going. And this mountain range is going to be a major impediment to Valathor's push. Let me get a drink of water. All right. Valathor trying to sneak some units in on the west side. We do have a response from Desabner, and he sees it, but this is a capture move. All right. The capture directive on that command delayed these units a little bit. Fortunately, it did capture, or the capture finished, so able to move those units. The dot command is a good choice. Units path really well onto dot commands. A lot better than path commands, or these moves. Once again, we see Valathor moving past the front and targeting the expansion. Rock farm on the way for Desabner, aka a quarry. But for me, it's just simpler to call them all farms. They all produce the same amount of capital. The only difference is the rock farms and the wood farms take longer to build. Desabner actually lost track of those red units in the northwest. Valathor, I think, has missed his opportunity to actually build production up there. But his tech advantage at the front is paying off, putting a lot of pressure on this front line, on these 4 defenses for Desabner. I don't think Valathor has enough to break through, really. But, yeah, certainly a lot of pressure being applied. And he's managed to split some units off to continue to expand and grow his economy. Trying to target down the barracks. I don't think he's going to get it. I only see 1 unit here. Yeah. So yeah, just not enough infantry to finish the job for Valathor. That attack or that target command may have been a mistake. I wasn't actually watching this fight too closely, but now there's no meat shield for the artillery. So, well, Valathor is trying to pull them back, but they're in mountains, so they've got the speed debuff. Also, let's see. So, armor bonus, 10% armor bonus for the infantry. Valathor did get one barracks over here. And this is a dangerous amount of infantry. Like, Dishonored definitely is going to need to respond to this this movement. He did lose a big chunk of his the artillery that he'd built up. No extra production either. We have an outpost for Dysopnerin up here, so Dysopnerin's economy should be quite a bit ahead of Valathor's. He's at 484. Valathor 460, so Valathor's actually managed to keep up somehow. Or catch up, I think. I think having these groups of 7, I want to say 7 is kind of the magic number for expanding with infantry. Also flipping some of these border territories. Gets a barracks and a factory. That is a big deal. So, like, that is some serious, serious damage. Like, so, Valathor has destroyed 3 barracks and a factory. Like, that is a lot of capital that's been destroyed. And that represents quite a bit of Dysopnerin's total value that he's accrued over the game. And yeah, the 44 capital per minute advantage. Actually, I think he's only got 20, right? No, he doesn't even have an income advantage anymore. What is this? Was there a building here? There was, because... Wasn't there? I want to say that Valathor had 5 barracks here. I don't know. I think this one might be decided already. Valathor actually did get production in the northwest. Dysopnerin's seen it and is pulling back to his barracks, trying to defend that. Yeah. Dysopnerin's territory's got leaks all over it. You know, Valathor's gotten units into his back line. He's done a ton of damage to the front line. Heavily damaged the production. There's no more factory, so tech advantage for Valathor, income advantage for Valathor, positional advantage for Valathor. The only thing that isn't clearly in Valathor's favor is units on the field currently. It's still fairly even at the front. But 7 more infantry about to go from expanding to attacking. Another factory for Dysopnerin goes up. Pretty far back, trying to keep it safe. But yeah, Dysopnerin really needs to seal this off once again. He's got a lot of, like, there are a lot of eco sites that Dysopnerin, that could get Dysopnerin back in the game. But not without sealing this border. There's even a, no, I was going to say there's a 3-port trade network up here, but Dishonored wouldn't be able to get this port. Now, as bad as things were looking, I think Dishonored has pretty well stabilized at the front. He hasn't quite sealed this off yet, but the front isn't pushing back against him yet. Not the worst place to fight. Yes, the artillery is adding uh, damage against him, but Dishonored is fighting in the forest, so these infantry are going to have a 20% armor buff, making them that much more resistant to artillery fire. And I want to say that infantry already have like an innate like 15% resistance to artillery or something. Or and I think they get like 15% reduced damage. I think that's how it works. I don't remember the math exact, or I don't know the math. Yeah, even with artillery support, Dishonored's infantry won that fight. Yeah, this is a really tight, really low eco game. But Valathor is kind of, how do I say this? But Valathor's starting to flex his economic advantage. You know, he's got two barracks and a factory up here to the, you know, not quite two barracks for Dishonored. Still taking more of Dishonored's backline. Does he have target command? He does. I think there's a good chance Valathor kills that barracks before it produces more than one or two units. And yeah, Dishonored just doesn't have anything to send up there to support that. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a big, big problem. Mm. Ooh, a big. Oh, that's gonna do it. That is a lot of commandos. That's a decisive blow. That is a decisive game-ending force. What is this? 8? Yeah, 8 commandos. And yeah, Dishonored's having to put everything that he has into trying to stabilize this front. These 8 commandos sneaking by, yeah, that's game ending. So yeah, now we just wait for the game to end. So I think once Dishonored sees these commandos, like that's gonna be it. He's gonna GG out. He's trying to fight them off, but yeah, that's just too many commandos, too much damage. The only thing I can say is I think what killed Dishonored in that game was the he had two big infantry attacks that didn't really pay off. Like they didn't get the kind of damage that they needed to get, and that cost him uh, a ton of units. Also losing the structures that he did. That is that was 1,600 out of his net worth or out of his total income generated. So that was huge. Yeah. So that is game one. Let's go grab game two now. This one's longer, substantially. But that was a pretty quick game, you know, with the players starting like right next to each other. All right. So this one is game 2 of 2 between Desobnern and Valathor. I think I will go ahead and just recap the players just in case I decide to separate these into their own video. So, in this one, we've got Desobnern in blue, Valathor in red. Both of these guys are very, very good. Two of the best in the game right now. Desobnern, very fundamentally solid. Plays a I would say his style is like slightly off standard. He's like you're not gonna see like crazy commando drops and tank rushes and all kinds of like weird cheese, but you will see some, you know, White Raw esque special tactics coming out. He's not like you do need to be on your toes because there's gonna be a play coming, but it's not like it's not like going up against a nickname or a not human where you know they're gonna do something really weird off the start. For Valathor, I think the best way to describe him again is as a StarCraft player. He's going to get his eco sites up very quickly. He's going to expand solidly. He's got good unit control. Um, Fundamentally, like his RTS senses and fundamentals are immaculate. This is an island map, so energy going to be very like Navy is going to be paramount, and with Navy means you need to secure as much energy as possible. Now, Dishonored's got this south central main island. Like, this is the biggest island on the map. He's got it to himself for now. I expect we'll see Valathor make a move to get to this island very quickly. And we already do have the shipyard pre-built for Valathor. Yeah, Valathor's going to need to move very quickly. Like he's going to the northwest island first, which I don't hate. Has an offshore very close and 2 land-based energy wells. Looks like he's also going very quickly for a trade route. The towns were pre-built. I don't know if he used his pre-build for the ports as well. Looks like he probably did because he's only got the additional shipyard, and that wasn't there like just a minute ago. So pre-built trade route. What is it? Well, come here, Kenny. Yeah, trade route. Uncontested, or if this trade route remains uncontested, it's going to be a very strong asset for Valathor. Is this a power plant? No, that is a refinery. Okay. Both players going for air. Um, Disarmament a little bit ahead on that. Refinery on the way as well for Valithor. We see strikers on the air or in production for Disabnerin. How many landing ships do you make? Okay, Valithor just made the one landing ship. Two shipyards, one building cruiser, the other one building. What is this? This is a missile ship. Yes. Missile ship there. Okay, so Disarmament started to go aggressive. Looks like Valithor responded to it, and Disarmament caught his his landing party before it got annihilated. What? What you talking about, kitty cat? My cat is demanding attention and food. Always food. Hmm. She is never this loving anymore. Why are you being so clingy, little kitty? Hmm. Why are you being clingy, girl? Oh, the two people that were watching left. That's okay. That's okay. I love my kitty. I love my kitty. We're watching Line War. Because I like to watch Line War. Alright. A little bit of ground production for Desobner, none yet for Valithor. He did build a barracks on the northwest island, that looks like a commando. Is that a commando? That is a commando. Okay. Got a commando coming up over there. Trade route is now active. Third town on the way. So what do the ecos look like? Ooh, tanks. That's an interesting choice. So 525 for Desobner. Yes, I know, kitty. I know. I know. Okay. I've got to take a second to feed this cat. She is starving. Aren't you, kitty? Aren't you, little girl? She's starving. She's just so hungry. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Alright, back now. So it looks like we had a little air sortie from Desobnerin. Not sure what it went after. I expected Desobnerin to use the air against this landing, but I think he went after the trade route. Yeah, looks like he attacked the port. Took a little bit of damage, but driven back by the missile ships. Also, cruisers have a fairly potent anti-air attack. The cannons on the anti-air guns on the cruisers are the same DPS as on the missile ships. So you definitely don't want to have your aircraft flying or, spending a lot of time over cruisers. They will take a ton of damage. So, got an air sortie from Valathor as well. No production on this eastern island for Dusavner either. What is that? No interceptors either. Dusavner is one of the players that uses interceptors slightly more than other players. His interceptor usage has gone down a lot. He used to use interceptor, like he used to build interceptors really early and use them to scout. Haven't seen that lately. Striker's not great anti-air. They only have the gun, so not the best anti-air option. Not like a great anti-air option, but they do have an anti-air attack, so it's not nothing. Okay, third shipyard on the way for Valathor. So from what I'm looking at, I think Valathor has a pretty significant naval advantage. Certainly a naval production advantage. 2 shipyards for... Nope, there is 3. Okay. So the production is probably actually in Dusavner's favor. Just trying to work out, because Valathor got these first 2 up quicker than Dusavner did. So it's not all bad for Dusavner. And okay, yeah, 25. I thought I saw 50 up here for Valathor, but I guess it hadn't switched over yet. Not so sure. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I was about to say, this is a weird attack from Dusavner, but if he's going to come in with the cruisers as well, that makes more sense. This is like barely a fair fight. But Valathor does have his own air coming in. And there are no missile ships with this navy yet for Dusavner. Oh shit, Dusavner actually did kill the barracks that Valathor had built. Both players should be pretty low on energy. Dusavner somehow in the lead with in terms of energy reserves, despite being down 1 producer against 2. Kind of surprised. I'm really surprised that Dusavner didn't try and target down the port. There's an interceptor. This is actually not a great use of an interceptor. I was about to say this is the right use for an interceptor, but not really. Like, interceptors are better for backline defense. You know, like if Dusavner or if Valathor launched an air sortie to like kill this shipyard or this refinery, or send some air over here, that's where you send your interceptors. But frontline fights usually have air defense, and interceptors really aren't built for that. They're not, like, they don't have that much HP, so sending them into air defense usually is, a good way to lose them. I'm sure Valathor is surprised to see these tanks. Very rarely do you see tanks on an island map. I mean, obviously you can't use tanks in the water, but also in order to move tanks across water, you need to you need to hold territory on both sides. Oh, this is a good move. The Sovereign taking advantage of that forward airstrip to knock out one leg of this three-port network. Now, Valazor does have a shipyard in the northeast, and its first missile ship has come down to protect this port. That town is up. Two airstrips for Valathor. Don't see a second airstrip just yet for Desobnerin. His ground forces look like they're going to be able to take care of this beachhead that Valathor's established. I think he did send some air over there to support that as well. Let's take a look at the eco. Income, 1043 for Desobnerin, 1111 for Valathor. So, yeah, that trade route doing a lot of work for him. We also have a power plant in the northwest for Valathor. So that's his second, yeah, that's his second energy producer. They are half as efficient or half as productive as the refineries, if I recall correctly. It used to be a third, but I think they got buffed to half the production. So 1.5 refineries for Valathor and three now for Desobnerin. Would like to see Desobnerin get an energy depot to get a little redundancy and some extra storage for these refineries. Ooh, that's tough. That Black Plume is not what you want to see. Units take extra... I forget how much extra damage, but they do take extra damage. I want to say for 5 seconds after they pop that plume of smoke. Second refinery finishes for Valathor, so now he's up to 2.5. Has another town on the way. Economy looking really good for Valathor. Still struggling a bit on the energy. Looks like he's maintained control of the Northeastern Sea. So this is going to be the Northeastern Sea, this is the Northern Sea, this is the Northwestern Sea. Might just call this Western. There's not enough stuff over here just yet. All right. This is a really neat map, though. I like this map. Second airport on the way. I like it. You don't want to go too crazy with airstrips. They're cheaper, but it is... like, as you start getting later into the game, you're going to want more production. So, second airport, really good. I wouldn't hate seeing an airport on the northwestern island for, not Desobnerin, but for Valathor. Either down here, or you could put it up here and put an airstrip down here to facilitate attacks on the main island. Valzor needs to get more units on, like, he needs to get onto this South Central Island again as soon as possible, I think. I think if he lets Desobnerin have this island, like, completely uncontested, I don't think Desobnerin, or, damn it, I don't think Valathor's going to win. If he's not able to contest this island. Like, this is just, it's too much. This is too much to cede to your opponent. I mean, all these towns, it's got a trade route, it's got tons of energy. You know, this little three-port network is not enough to make up for that. Big air attack from the Sovereign. It's going to force the missile ships back, but he's he can't actually finish off the Navy with this Air Force. Valator's doing a good job of like applying deliberate pressure. Like he's not rushing in as soon as as soon as he sees like as soon as he wins a fight on the water, he's not rushing in. He's not overextending. He's taking his wins. He'll kill a couple of cruisers, he'll move up a little bit. He kills a couple of cruisers, he moves up a little bit. It's a very measured, very measured attack here from Valathor. It's paying off pretty well. He's shaving off a lot of units from from the Sovereign's Navy and Air Force. But the Sovereign is now making aircraft two at a time. And he has an airstrip as well. So I think it's going to be tough for Valathor to continue to push any further without additional support production. I'm actually seeing a little power plant farm here. So 3 power plants should be a refinery and a half. So that's 2 refineries with the power plant that he had over here. So that's a big fight. Looks like several aircraft went down. The Sovereign lost several aircraft, but he's pretty much annihilated this forward naval division from Valathor. And with these 2 additional cruisers coming out, definitely going to be able to push this back. Now, is he going to be able to get air defense in position to save this refinery? I don't think so. Especially if Valathor hastes these units. Or these strikers, but looks like he's not going to need to. I thought the Sovereign was going to push a little bit further forward with the Navy. Chooses not to do so. Valathor shaving off this refinery, which does hurt. But there are several more energy wells on this island, I think, right? 1, 2. This wasn't okay. So this one isn't actually on the island, but there's this one. There's 2 up here. Yeah, there's just a lot of energy. Not a wasted attack, but not quite the crippling blow that it would be with a more even distribution of energy. I don't think Valathor has seen this. I don't think he's noticed this landing going on. Has another refinery over here. So this is what I mean. Like Valathor builds his stuff very quickly. He has a tendency to build his stuff very quickly. So he'll capture it. Like he'll capture the territory. He'll get the capital he needs. He builds the building. Other players will continue putting capital into military. Nickname comes to mind, especially. Nickname likes to build tech units. He likes to play very positionally, so he'll like run units to where he wants, like to the territory that he wants to capture, and then he'll set up there. So he'll have like disconnected production centers, and it's really effective. It seems like it shouldn't work, but Nickname has really good micro, and he can really extract the maximum value from every unit. But Valathor, very good micro as well, but again, more of that, a more solid playstyle, like a more robust playstyle. Resilient, that's the word I'm looking for, a more resilient playstyle. We did see the Academy start. What is this first? Port efficiency. Port efficiency I like. His trade network is his big advantage right now, so going for the port efficiency first is very reasonable. He's also gone for camouflage producers, so we're going to see that. We see the blue sparkles over these producers, so very soon they will be camouflaged. That's going to limit the effectiveness of these airstrikes from Disabnerin. What did the ecos look like? 1676 for Valathor, 1788 for Valathor, and 1491 for Disabnerin. How much of this has Disabnerin built up? Has his trade route active? This looks like the first units, actually. This is like the first or second pass from this trade route. Subpen in the far west for Valathor. And we're getting naval engagements on both sides of the map. Ooh. Yeah, this air sortie is not going to work. Want to see Valathor cancel this. Yeah, there he goes. Losing 2 of those strikers is pretty painful, but he did at least keep himself from losing more. Launch pad. Rocket on the way. And this naval production center for Valathor has grown to 4 shipyards. What do we have going on for Disabnerin? Where did those come from? What the fuck? How did these commandos get over here? Was there a boat? Did I miss a boat? Oh, I forgot to turn on music. Let me go get the music. No one's watching right now anyway. Oh. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Is this pulling from the right thing? It is. Okay. That one's pulling from the right place. That one's pulling from the right place. That's not what I needed. How do I add another source? Whatever. So we're not going to do it that way. We're just going to add this over here. That's how we're going to do it. Okay. Actually, this is actually a really powerful navy for Disabnerin. Where's his... Oh, okay, there we go. That's why. Massively upgraded his naval production to Disabnerin. What's this, 6? He's got 6 shipyards right there, 7th here, not to mention the one down here somewhere. We do see, and we did see him get this storage depot. Commandos have mostly been dealt with. No academy for Dysauburn. Is this... okay. So this is being attached to a town means that it can only hold 2 upgrades. Another airstrike coming in. Dysaubur's shifting his SAMs to deal with this. See, this is where you use interceptors. Thank you. Yeah, I love the old StarCraft music. I forgot to turn it on for the first 40 minutes, but 50 minutes. But it's on now. I wonder how many kills these subs have gotten. They're right in the reinforcement path. What are you doing? Oh. I was like, why is Valathor pulling these... why is Valathor pulling these ships back? Because this is a big attack, so this is going to be a big fight. This is going to be a really big fight. Navy and Air Force from both sides converging, so this, I think this is in Dysaubur's favor. Dysauburn has better production, I think, so he'll be able to trade, like, he can take the trade better. He'll be able to rebuild faster, put it that way. Positioning means that Valathor's getting some support from his ground-based air defense. So it looks like it's been... so that was more costly for Dysauburn, but again, he's got 2 airports. So producing 2 aircraft at a time. He's producing commandos as well. Has he spotted these commandos? He has not. He will soon, though. Second phase of this naval fight. I wouldn't say heavily outnumbered, but it's the production. Like, the numbers on the field are similar. Looks like Dysauburn does have an advantage. I'm gonna send in the air once again. I think Dysauburn is still producing interceptors, isn't he? No? Oh, he actually doesn't have any aircraft. He lost just about his entire air force earlier. Valathor throwing in what's left of his. And Dysaubur's broken through. But yeah, I think this is off the back of the reinforcement. Like, Dysaubur's producing somewhere between 4 and 6 cruisers at a time. If you look here, we've got what? That's 4, 8, 10 cruisers. Damn, that's a lot. Oh, there's the rocket. So that's 7 cruisers gone, but A lot of cruisers still on the way. That's a huge air force, or ground force rather. Really big army. Lots of air defense here, so that's going to somewhat restrict de Savernron's ability to deploy his air force. Killing that town is huge. Killing a town right there is very big. Let's see what the ecos look like now. 1614 for Valathor and 1521 for de Savernron. So yeah, that town really needed to die for de Savernron. It actually stops both of the trade routes. Yeah. Big rocket strike. No. Super weapon on the way for de Savernron. I don't think he's actually spotted these commandos either. Like, he has vision of them, but I don't think he's actually, like, realized they're there. Ooh. Valathor's gotten his subs down here. They're going to be able to destroy the port. So they can't attack the town, but they are still able to stop this trade route. Ooh, the support from the cruisers actually saves this. Actually saves this for de Savernron. Valathor looks like he won't. Yeah, try to get in here for a quick shipyard snipe, but not going to be able to get through. Actually losing. Oh yeah, he's trading he's not even trading right now. Cruisers actually being in range means they're not firing on the enemy cruisers at all. He gets the shipyard, but that was a very expensive shipyard. Let's see. So this is in. I think this is in response to these commandos. Only 2 strikers are available for Valathor. I don't know if he can kill that with 1 sortie. I think he's going to have to attack again. Unless he gets a third interceptor involved. Or striker. Are there interceptors for de Savernron? No. Still no interceptors. Rocket, his next rocket is still a few minutes away. What is these killed? Oh, yeah. So the subs for Valathor are still sharking around in the south. And yeah, that airport did survive. Those first 2 strikers, not enough damage from that few units. Trading what way? The messages are really delayed, so I don't know exactly which trade you're talking about. Really tight game so far. Really close. De Savernron once again targets down that town. 1473 to 1452 in favor of de Savernron. What changed? Ah, that changed. It's still solid production in the east as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was... yeah, that was a tough trade. Second rocket's ready, though. Savernron doesn't have vision of it. And And yeah, all the momentum is in Sovereign's favor right now. He's cleaning up the coast, really hurting the naval production of Valathor that's already behind. There it is. That's kind of what I was expecting. Like I figured he was waiting for the Navy to cluster a little bit more. Not a great hit. I mean, he did about as good as you could expect there, honestly. The units were still kind of spread out, so. But yeah, this is why I said that Valathor needed to get onto this South Central Island and really contest the Sovereign's hold of it. Like, this is just too much. It's just too much stuff to allow your opponent to have. His trade routes have been completely reset, or they're about to be completely reset. These cruisers are pretty beat up, so maybe Valathor can save that. Nope. Oh, god damn it. There it goes. Okay. Playlist was not on repeat. Yeah, it's a lot of production. Yeah, and Valathor's production infrastructure is built on having these trade routes. So without the trade routes, he's deep in the red. And the Sovereign is getting everything out of his economy that he can, pretty much. Plus 77 is not a lot of growth. But yeah, he's pushing the fight onto these satellite islands. And for Valathor to have any chance without having a foothold on the South Central Island, he needs to completely dominate these, like all of the other islands. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're waiting for Valathor to realize that he's lost. Like he lost control of this northwestern sea. Okay, I was about to say, like, what killed that? Valathor did. Yeah, getting rid of the launch pad basically saved his economy. Like it stabilized his economy. So if he's able to get one of these trade routes back up, so if he's able to get this like more central, more northern trade route up, maybe he can get the other one up. If he can get the other one up, then he's got a shot. But I don't see how Valathor is going to reestablish himself in this northeastern. I said northwestern earlier. This northeastern sea. Alright, so this landing from the Sovereign doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. One subpin got taken out. Valathor built a new one. Rebuilding the sub pack in the west. trade route reestablished for Dusabner. Not quite running yet, but it will be soon. Getting another refinery up. This is still the big problem. Valathor needs to deal with these shipyards. Which he can't do until he gets a trade route back up. At least get the towns. He at least needs the town. Like, he needs the towns, probably needs both of the trade routes as well. I really, honestly, I wouldn't hate seeing a train. Coastal artillery, like the rail cannon is so good. It's so good against ships. And coastal artillery is just a huge asset anyway. It's a very powerful asset. Town goes down again. And losing these towns and rebuilding them, that's a lot of capital that Valathor's burning trying to get this trade route reestablished. Yeah, and he's just sacking production all over the place. So he's going to lose control of the eastern island completely. He's already lost the small island in the west. Ooh, yeah. Even with the town soaking up some of the damage, Valathor still lost this naval fight. Yeah. 1160 for Valathor, 1671 for Dusabner. It's just getting worse. Like, losing the, he really couldn't afford to lose this island. Like, how do you come back from this as Valathor? Like, he doesn't have the air production or the naval production to retake control of the water. He doesn't have the land production to reclaim control of the east. And without either of those things, without the control to get these trade routes reestablished, he doesn't he can't push the fight onto Dusabnern's area of the map. I think if he'd built his shipyards here, like on this coast, yes, they would be far more exposed, but I think that would have enabled him to be more effective in this area. Yeah, we're just waiting for him to lose, honestly. Dusabnern is still building stuff, apparently. Building a town. I really expected him to be at like 1,000, 1,200 capital in the treasury. Because he doesn't need anything. Like, he doesn't need anything else to win. He just needs to not lose what he has. Commandos got a lot of... I think they got a lot of damage here. How much was over here? I got that. I think there was a building here. So they got a couple producers. This is 2 facilities worth of aircraft, it looks like. And yeah, so they took heavy losses moving through there. Oh, and this is way too spread out. Yeah, that damage is way too spread out. So, yeah. I think we're going to have a very unsatisfying one-to-one conclusion to this little series. Because there was only these 2 games between these 2 that I saw on the website. Valthor's actually stopped naval production. What's the plan? Ah. Yep, okay. He's gonna try and go for a big landing. Or a sneaky landing, I guess is probably better. He doesn't have the units for a big landing, but he's gonna try to sneak onto the South Central Island and get some production up. Yeah, now we see the Sovereign stockpiling capital, and yeah, that's it. GG. Valthor is doing really well through like the early and mid game, but losing, yeah, that trade where he went for that shipyard, that was really the it wasn't that signaled that momentum had shifted. Like that was where Dusabnirin's superior naval production really made its presence known. Like that was where it really had the big impact, and from there, the Sovereign dominated that northeastern sea. He cut the trade routes and completely crippled Valathor's economy. So, all right, that was a fun game to watch. We're gonna do one more, maybe, because I don't know these two. Well, I don't know Rockhand. I know Super Crumpets, and Super Crumpets is a good player. I wouldn't put him on Super Calman. I don't know who Super Calman is. I thought it was Super Crumpets. I wouldn't put Super Crumpets in that same like elite category as Dusabnirin and Valathor, but still really, really good. Like, he's good enough to compete with those guys, but I would favor, a Dusabnirin or Val. Rock and me. Okay. We get Super Calman. Pick phase is going very quickly. I really don't have anything to say about these players. I don't know either of them. So, just gonna see what we've got. Rock and me is in position to control 4 trade ports. I don't know how many trade routes this actually is, though. At least 2, possibly a third, all anchored by this port in the southeast. I'm trying to scroll out. My mouse is jacked up, so. Very unresponsive. Wait, what the fuck? No. Okay. From the zoomed out view, I thought this route it came up and hooked down into this port. A lot of water, so securing energy is going to be strong. I wouldn't say it's critical, though. Like, having a strong naval presence, especially in the southeast or southwest. I guess both of these are pretty good places for naval strength. Ooh, we've got a crosser. I like it. This is the kind of cross pick that I like. Most of the units are going to be on the contested side, and then the other side is completely uncontested. Like, that's a good cross pick. And we see Super go for buildings first. Rock goes lines first. And an instant trade route. Alright, pre-built trade route for Rock and me. And so Super Cowman sitting here with 1,000 capital. Hasn't spilt his entire pre-build. That bugs me. That very much bothers me. Also, these units not having, or this infantry squad not having orders also bugs me quite a bit. Shipyard. Okay. Two barracks, a shipyard for Rock as well. 476 to 310. That's the towns and ports. The trade route hasn't actually factored into the income figure just yet. Subpin. Ooh. I think I'm going to put this up to double speed. I'm not feeling good about this one. Rock and me going for the second trade route. Third town. 2 barracks factory. That's a solid production setup. And he's got the shipyard as his tech. So this is... it's eco heavy, but I would say it's okay. Like, it's fine. Safe, standard, second factory. Second factory. We see Super Cow with a barracks. Does he have energy production? He does not have energy production yet. He has an airport, he has an energy well, but hasn't started construction on a refinery. Okay, so as soon as he made contact, he went defensive, which don't like. Generally, to me, this indicates a newer player. It could also be a player from like a different, I want to say a different era of Lion War, but like a different kind of meta.
where getting into your defense lines was kind of like the play. And Rock and Me just attacked straight into it. Okay. This cruiser is adding a ton of damage. It's only like, yeah, it's only one cruiser, but like it adds so much damage. Cruiser DPS is insane. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have looks like we're gonna have some trenches established. Static front lines, so looking for someone to go for a super weapon, be that the storm cannon on the rails or for a rocket. Rock and Me has a second trade route up and running. 879 for Rock and 556 for Cowman. Rock and Me about to run out of energy. He does have the refinery building though. He has a refinery in construction. No energy production for Super Cow. Okay. And Rock and Me was actually allowed to kill this. Okay. Okay, there it is. Finally, we do have a refinery on the way for Super Cow. Should be finishing soon. Yeah. So this is a bit far away for the aircraft to get, but these strikers will be able to hit the front line. There's already going to be air defense in place, though. Duggan Sims going to absolutely eviscerate these strikers. Should Super Cow deploy them to the front. So landing drawn for Rock. Don't see any landing ships on the map though. Second refinery on the way. I think. So what I'm saying is Rock is the stronger player of these two. There are definitely some things that he could do a little bit cleaner, but generally I think this is okay. This is decent play. This is good play. The Super Cow is more painful to watch. But Line War is a very different kind of RTS, so there's definitely a I wouldn't say it's like a super steep learning curve, but there's definitely a period where you're spending a lot of time just getting used to the way the game works. So yeah, I'm not trying to shut on either of these guys. Like, they're playing Line War, and that's fucking that's amazing. So not trying to hate on them, but just trying to point out some of the things that I mean, the whole reason, the secondary reason for doing this, the main reason I do these casts is because I like watching the game. But the second reason, the reason I stream it, is so that we can talk about it, we can analyze what goes right, what goes wrong, and try and learn more about the game. So. And I hate when casters say, well, that's a questionable decision, when they mean that was fucking bad. So I try and be more direct with my language. I think that was a good airstrike for Super Cal. Despite losing, like, he lost 2 strikers, took a good bit of damage on a 3rd, but to kill a refinery, that's absolutely worth. Launchpad for Rock is a very good pick. What the fuck? I thought I saw the trade route get cut. I was very confused. I think that was either a glitch in the replay or in the old Mark 1 eyeball. Not sure. Second refinery up. Super Cal doing a good job getting his eco going. Would like to see this the town sites get taken, but he's building the farms, which I think is quite good. I do generally like to see players get their farms up before they get the towns. Farms are cheap, they build quick, and they give you, 22 capital per minute, so a little over 2 territories worth of capital. I don't hate Super Cal trying this again. Okay, not pulling off of that I think was a mistake, but yeah. I mean, he got it for only 3 strikers, so that's pretty good. Would have rather seen the attack command go down on the launch pad. And for some reason I can't see the range on this airstrip. Super Cal has subs over here in the east trying to stop these landings, but Rock did get troops over here. So I think we're going to see this rocket hit, and that's going to end the game. The rocket drops right here. This is a ton of units to follow up with. Oh, that is a lot of commandos. Oh, I really, for Rock, I want to see at least 2 shipyards producing landing ships. Okay, so if he alternates out of 2 here, yeah. I don't like that air sortie. That airstrike was not a good decision. Like, he knew that these were that there were dug-in SAMs, and he had already lost. What was it? He lost 3 strikers before then. Going for bombers now. And bombers are really good. They do a lot of damage per sortie, but you kind of need a lot of them to make it work, to make it worth. Tanks, okay, tanks are actually going to be really useful here for Super Cal. I think both of those bombers died as well. I actually don't hear the game sound at all. Yeah, this is... I mean, so Super Cal needs to get rid of this. He needs to cancel this order and set this one up. And just have all the landing ships doing this. Destroyers for the subs, like it. But yeah, this is good. Actually, I see a lot of players, even like really good players, screw up the timing of a rocket and a ground push. Like we'll see them trying to maneuver and make a play with their other units while they have a rocket in production or even sitting on the launch pad, instead of just like holding their forces and saving up or like prepping that 1-2 and really focusing on executing the 1-2 of rocket follow-up. But I think Rock handled that appropriately. He did that really well. This launch pad is probably going to die. Oops. Destroyers here make it very easy to see. Only interceptors and bombers here. So that launch pad, not going to be able to complete that rocket. Especially with the target command on it now. Gaze. Yep. Commandos in the back line. Everything is fallen. The wheels have completely fallen off for Super Cal. Should see a GG here very soon. Rock has actually stopped attacking, which is fair. There was quite a significant reserve force for Super Cal that dug in, so I don't hate Rock's decision to actually really like Rock's decision to not continue the aggression. I mean, I would like to see him, position a little bit more forward to follow up on this, on these commandos. Oh, he's got another rocket coming in. Yeah, that makes sense. Still would have liked to see them a little bit more forward, but good game. Good game. This is so many commandos. This is so many commandos. Yeah, definitely, especially against good players. Like, as soon as a static front line gets established, there's going to be, like, they're going to go for a rocket or something. A rocket, a train, like, there's going to be something coming. Especially if you have two, like, big sets of dug-in units just looking at each other, they're going to go for a rocket. So be ready for that. Yeah. This is so many commandos. Like, with this many commandos running around in the back, you wouldn't even need the rocket. Yeah, there it is. I was about to say, we're literally just waiting for Super Cal to GG. All right. So that was 3 games. I do want to do these casts more. I want to do some more live streams, and I'll probably get some games in. Or I do want to get some games in and stream those, but yeah, I think I really like Line War. It's a really cool game. It's a very unique RTS. There are some critiques that I have and some things that I personally would like to see changed, but ultimately, I think for the developer's vision, shout out to Basantos, really cool guy. From the interactions that I've had with him and from what I've seen, really cool dude. So is Infincia. Infincia has a YouTube channel. I started following him for Blender tutorials actually, but he helped out on this game. But yeah, they're really cool, and they've got, Basantos has his own vision for the game. But yeah, that said, complaints and critiques and all, I think this game's really freaking awesome, but not enough content. The good players, like the guys that really know what they're doing and play this game every day, they don't have a presence on YouTube. So I am trying to fill that role as just some scrub that really enjoys the game. So if you'd like to see more of these casts, if you'd like to see me do them in video form rather than live stream, let me know, and let me know how I can improve down in the comments. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. Trying to decide if I'm going to get back on, but that's going to be it for Line War for today. Thanks everybody that showed up, and peace.